Welcome back, friends. Thanks for being here. Steve with another DOS Tools installment in the series. I didn't realize I had collected so many DOS tools, and there's more to come after this one. So stick with me through this one. We'll have some fun. We'll see what we can do. And then who knows? Well, I mean, I know, but oh yeah, and this thing. That would be really cool if you could do that. That really helps out. I think we made our 1500. Yeah, we did. Thanks. All right, let's see. Arch, we've already done. L. Forget what this thing was called. Let's see if it's got a help screen that says what it is. List by Vernon Berg. And we used it so much that list was just too much to type in, and we just made it L. And so this was a real quick and dirty way of looking through files in your file system, and then you could go down and you could highlight them and view them. And oh, I'm really going to date myself on this one. What I used this for was we would get 9-track tape format files, transfer files from mainframe and mini computer databases. And they were either separated by a certain number of columns or a tab character or comma separated values or something like that. And there was a way in list that you could bring up a tab file and all the text would be all crammed together. And then you could say tabs are 50 characters wide. And all of a sudden you have what looks like a spreadsheet instead of a jumbled mess of nastiness. And we would use that to figure out the file format so we could write a conversion program, so we could convert it into the format that we needed to use. And since we're in here, now it's sorted differently. So let's get out of here. I was going to say, let's use this, but it's sorted differently and I'd lose where I was. Error.com. TSR successfully installed. Error level and exit codes. Oh, let's see. We ran a command before that had an error level. I don't know. It'll come to me and then I'll forget that we had this thing. Oh, it was MC. MC requires Windows. Nope, it didn't pop up any kind of information that I would have thought of. And if I would have ran the mark command first, I could have freed that memory back and we wouldn't have lost that. It's already installed and we got an error message and it didn't tell us what the error message was. Ooh, help screen. It was not common for programs in the DOS 3.3 days to have help screens. That didn't come out until DOS 5. And the help screen is not terribly helpful. It just tells us all the stuff it already told us, not actually like the keystroke or anything. Okay, I didn't find anything on that, but let's keep looking. It might come up in a later file. A men file. Let's see what that men file is. Where did it go? There it is. That's not it. That's some Linux stuff right there. PR2 file. Oh, I think I know what this is. Let's mark the memory location so we can get rid of it again. PRN2 file. LPT1 redirected to PRN. PRN2 file c:/test.txt. LPT1 redirected to c:/test.txt. So if I was to print something out, dr/w greater than LPT1, and then we can type c:/test.txt. That didn't work. dr/w greater than, oh, you know what? I didn't put a colon at the end of lpt1, so it probably created a file called lpt1 in the current directory, which it did. Let's delete that. And I spelled it wrong anyway. tp1 dr/w piped greater than lpt1 colon. So if I had a printer, that would have gone to the printer, but because I had prn2 file running, it went to the text file instead. So that's how that works. And there it is. And we've got that other error program loaded also. So let's release the memory. Release the memory. And the print to file command is gone. What do we got next? Test.prn. And I think that's just a page feed command. I mean, I realize it looks like a gender symbol because that's what it is, but the printer would interpret that as a feed the page command. So that would be just a quick way for me to test if the printer was connected and working without wasting any ink. And technically without wasting any paper because I could just unfeed it. Roll back the tractor. Let's see what FV is. Vernon Berg is the list guy. And this looks like it is an archive viewer. So let's make a archive pkzip test.zip kd.exe. Then we can do fv test.zip. Oh, this is the unerased test.zip. Yeah. So there's the contents of the unerased test.zip. We didn't even need to make a test.zip because it was already there. Over to test.zip, and if you're in list, which was also written by Vernon Berg, that, and there was some way in here that you could do it too. 43 line mode, not 43 line mode. It wasn't what we were looking for though. Screen, cursor keys, control keys. Junk filter, nice. So we can do Alt-J, and that gets rid of a lot of the junk on the screen, so you're just seeing what it thinks are strings. Oh, that's why I had the edit.bat. E for invoke edit.bat to edit the file, so I could edit a file directly. Display selected file. Display archive directory, there it is, V. So I'm highlighting on an archive and I hit V for that, and there you go. So that's what FV did. And you can see at the top of the screen that the file name is fv.fe. And he was hoping that no one would ever name a file something that crazy. So cool. That's what FV does, and that's why that exists. ctmix.cfg, that's probably the configuration file for the Creative Technologies mixer, and Creative Technologies was probably what they called Sound Blaster. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. Let's see. Ghost, so we had Ghost 3.1, we had Ghost 4, we had Ghost 5. This is the original Ghost. And if nothing else, we'll be able to reboot the machine. We don't know how to get out of it. Oh no, this is Ghost 4 also. So I have Ghost and Ghost 4. Yeah, and it's the same command, same file size, etc. All right, where are we? Sped. This is another one of those things where we just had to save all kinds of keystrokes since we couldn't type in speed. We can only type in sped. Press any key to continue. It's going to do a graphics test. This machine is running as fast as a fluctuating 200 to 500 megahertz AT with a extremely slow math coprocessor. Oh, it's a number overflow issue. About 25,000 megahertz AT. And then the video can do 8,000 characters per millisecond. So there you have it. Oh, and I got my colors back. Where are we at? SPED, Visa driver, VGA 50, L mouse, Logitech mouse driver. See if this one's any better. I think it's just a newer version of the same old thing. And it's also not working. And that is probably a VirtualBox thing. Nope, there it is. Ooh. It's working very slowly. Can it unload itself? Driver already installed. Nope. All right, so we have the mouse driver and we have the Logitech mouse driver. NDOS. All right, so NDOS is, like I said before, Norton's version of 4DOS. And now we are at the NDOS instead of 4DOS command. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let's get out of NDOS. Release to get rid of that mouse driver. Okay, free note? No, that's the error, never mind. I was getting all excited that that prog that was showing in memory info was a memory release tool, but it's the error level thing from before. All right, back to NDOS. NDOS 7, 1993, way after DOS 3.30 came out, added a whole bunch of cool stuff to your DOS command line experience. So you could do tab completion. So I typed in dir, hit Z, and hit tab, and there we go, zoo.exe. And you could use the up arrow to scroll back through your command history, and you could edit. And I bet there's help. dir/1, 1 column, dir/2, 2 columns, dir/4, 4 columns, and then dir/w is 5 columns. So it changed a whole bunch of internal commands. Let's see if we have, see if I can remember how to do this. DOS. So if you remember, before we go too much farther, in our autoexec.bat, we set the prompt to $P, which is the path, $G, which is literally the greater than symbol. And then I did space $ at the end of the prompt. And that gives me a little space between my prompt and what I'm typing. Instead of the typical setup prompt, $P, $G, and you don't have any space there. It's fine. Like I said before in the last video, it's just a usability, livability thing. But NDOS doesn't support that trailing space. There was probably some other way to do it. I just don't remember off the top of my head. All right, so cdos dir.sys for sys files. Do we have the ANSI driver? We do have the ANSI driver. I think all you had to do was load the ANSI driver and you would get color directory listings. So let's try that. Pigsys device equals c:/dos/ANSI.sys. And you could use NDOS as a complete replacement for command com. You didn't even need to load command com. So now we've got the ANSI device driver loaded. Let's reboot. NDOS. Nope, I guess I was wrong. Where was it? We got that before. Okay. We'll figure that out later. Moving right along. Where was I? Oh. So the mm command had that enter on, enter off thing. Messed around with the prompt. And I don't remember what we were doing with those escape codes. I'd have to look up ANSI escape codes. Enter off. Enter on. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but I rebooted the machine and my path came back. So let's try that again. Oh. Okay. This is probably some crazy stupid thing. Let's unpack that a bit. Okay, so what we do is enter off. Bad commander file name. Label not found. And what's happening, I think I remapped the enter key to something else so that no one could mess with my machine unless they knew what they were doing. Of course, you just reboot the machine and it comes back. So I don't know. I was young. Okay, so enter off. What we're doing is enter into the program, we turn off, we use @echo_off to turn off the echo to the screen of all the commands. If %1 dot equal dot go to help, it doesn't, it equals enter off. So we go to %1, which is enter off. A remark that no one's going to see because it's hidden inside of the command. We turn echo on, but we do it silently by putting the @ symbol in front of it. We take your prompt and back it up. Set P equal to the current contents of prompt. We set the prompt to some ANSI escape codes. We set the prompt to some more ANSI escape codes. We set your prompt back on. We turn echo off and we go to end. So let's look up what those ANSI escape codes are. Okay, so $E is escape. 13 semicolon 255 semicolon 13P. Set keyboard string redefines a keyboard key to a specified string. And we are looking for 13. Enter is 13, and we're changing that over to 255. And 255. So what we did was we said, take the enter key and make it 255. redefines a keyboard key to a specified string. Parameters for this escape sequence are defined as follows. Code is one or more of the values listed in the following table. These values represent keyboard keys and key combinations. CSys will not interpret the codes in parentheses for those keyboards unless you specify the /x. String is either ASCII code for a single character or a string contained in quotation marks. For example, both 65 and A will be used to represent an uppercase A. Okay, so I would need to have a numeric keypad to enter that in. So I'm saying remap the enter key, which is key code 13, to 255 plus 13, and P is the command for keyboard remapping. Then we're going to do 0, 15, 13. So I'm going to remap the 0 key to 15, the key represented by the code of 0. Zero semicolon 15. Tab key. All right, let's try that. Enter off. Yeah. /W tab. There it is. All right. So dir/w shows us the command, enter off, does some stuff on the screen, and now dir/w doesn't work the right way. dir/w tab enter. Tab enter. And we're back. I don't know why I would have done that, but I got worried for a minute that somehow I accidentally wiped out some files, but it's always something simple. Don't panic. What was it from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Rule number 1, don't panic. All right, so that's where we were with the enter on, enter off, and the ANSI driver being loaded. Let's see. MC hot. What is MC hot? I'm afraid. It's 0 bytes is what it is. I believe it goes with Midnight Commander. All right, there's MC hot down. What's next? DMAUD. Doom audio editor. Oh, you could extract or play the sounds that were hidden inside of Doom WAD files. Oh, we're going to do Doom next. Might have to use DOSBox for Doom instead of VirtualBox. Let's see. DK unzip we already did. Typefast AT, typefst-AT is an easy way to set the typematic rate. So right now, that's how fast the keys repeat. Watching it in real time, folks. Okay, so let's change that. TPFST-AT 31. The typematic rate and the initial delay 31, 0. A little faster. We went from 20 to 31. Type fast ATN. Dang, dang. I think it changed back. All right. Mono VGA. And what was that thing that we used before that had color? That messed up our screen colors. Ed fixed it. Unix 2 DOS, that's what it was. And now Unix 2 DOS is in monochrome. And this is actually more grayscale than it is monochrome, and I always thought this was very pleasing to the eye. I don't remember how to undo it. That's fine. FA. FA, type 2, more. File attributes. Okay, Norton Utilities 6, and it's telling me all the attributes of the files in the current directory. Can't type Q to stop the more paging like you can in Linux. All right, file attributes. KD. We finally get to figure out what KD actually is. And I know what it is. It's kill directory. All right, so cd backslash make dir test, cd test. Nothing in test because we just made it. Copy con 1.txt 1. All right, so now we have a 1.txt file. Make dir test2, cd test2, and then we need to copy con 2.txt 2. Okay. So now we have a bunch of stuff inside of a folder. So if we wanted to rmdir test, invalid path not directory or directory not empty. We don't know which one it is. We can't tell you which one it is, but there's something wrong, is the way that DOS would do it. KD test. Kill directory test. And it's gone. So there you go. So what happens is DOS is not smart enough to recursively go all the way down to the bottom of a directory path and remove a file, remove the directory that contained it, go back up a level. Well, it was already up a level. Remove that file, then remove that directory, and so on. But KD kill directory was. So there was a time when it was very useful for me to delete entire folder trees quickly. Okay, that's KD is a ready. We went over what is a ready is. It just checks to see if there's a disk in the floppy drive and then puts out, that's where that error level came from. All right, let's see. Error. Well, first let's mark the memory. Look at memory. Because it's not there because we rebooted. Let's mark the memory. Let's load error. And let's run is a ready. Still doesn't tell me anything. Special edition, error level, and exit codes. I don't really know. Okay. MPEG-2 play. This probably played MPEG files. In Windows. L device. L device. Unlicensed demonstration version. Load device driver. Alderspar. Dynamic memory control, L device. Optional switch to suppress L device message display. Write out a driver and information file. Optional data normally given after file spec in config sys. So this looks like it would load a device driver after you had already booted the machine instead of having to put it into config sys and then reboot. Like we did for the ANSI.sys driver. Let's see. L device, rearch, config, enter. I was hoping I still had this. All right, so interlink and interserver, INTERLNK, is a way that you could transfer files. Oh, it needed to be a device driver. All right, so L device, if I can spell. Not gonna work. Scanning. Okay, so it did a try to load it up, but it's not going to find... I don't know what it's scanning for. Anyway, interlink and interserver was a way that you could transfer files back and forth between two machines over serial cables and parallel cables. And parallel was faster because parallel would transfer 8 bits of data at a time and serial would transfer 1 bit of data at a time. And on your original machines, your parallel port was actually bus speed. So that was pretty quick. Where your serial port was limited to baud rates, which you guys all know about baud rates. So this is doing something. I don't have time to wait for it because I'm impatient. Well, that brings us to the end of the DOS Tools series. That was all the DOS tools that I used. Well, all the DOS tools that I used that I still have in hand. And coming up next, when we get back into the swing of things with this, we will go over Norton Utilities and Central Point PC Tools and a couple of other of the more commercial DOS tool suites that are out there. And then get into some batch file stuff. So look forward to that coming up on the channel. And we'll probably take a little break between this one and the next one to do some more repair work. So thanks for being awesome.